Hey, I'm gonna try to make this short because I'm very tired this week for some reason, and I don't know, and I'm thinking about some other stuff going on. I'm about to go on a rant about that, so I better like distract myself with Pretty Little Liars. I'm not even gonna say what it's about, but anyway, this week I'm reviewing season 6, episode 15. Do Not Disturb. A lot of implications with that. Hulu has commercials. But anyway, yeah, try to make this short, so we'll get started on that. I totally called it about Byron and Ella being together still, or again. Heather Hogan, what she had to say about this scene was the funniest thing ever. Go read that, that's hilarious. In her recap. But anyway, yeah, Byron and Ella are back together. She seems pretty happy about it. Byron's a little creepy. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's a good guy, but he still seems creepy regardless what he's actually doing. And of course the OG shusher, as the bros call her. I'm gonna just pause this on the part where they're doing the lip gloss. I don't know if it's because it's on a larger TV or what, but the lip gloss looks sparklier. And it looks like is it switched over to the other side? I don't know, that's weird. But, the lip gloss does look sparklier. Anyway, yeah, Aria, the best shusher, which she looks so awesome, like, the first time she did it, like, the first, like, you know, before the old, theme intro or whatever, when Aria was younger and doing it all the time, she did it exactly perfect, even though her finger was off center. I know Lucy was excited to get to do it again so she could center her finger, but she just looked so perfect the first time, like her facial expression. She did a fantastic job. No wonder they used her. Everybody thought that was a clue, but they just used her because she did it so good. Like, she really did. And, but anyway, this one she does good too, but, you know, I miss the old one, especially when it comes to her. Like, the others are cool because I never saw them do it, but, like, when it comes to her doing it, it's like, oh, you're making me miss the old one. But she's definitely the best shusher. As the bros watch PLL 2 call her, the OG shusher. She definitely is. Oh, and something they said about Mike. He's in a dorm. I guess he's in college still. And, yeah, they pretty much are like, we don't have Mike anymore. She's just like, well, whatever. Mike's gone. Poor Mike. I guess he's in college. Or basically Cody is busy with Teen Wolf, probably. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess him and Mona probably aren't still together, so that's kind of sad. I wanted them to be together. And Arya's shush. She's wearing white nail polish. My theory about the innocence of the person wearing the white nail polish. Wondering what that could mean. And then Hannah comes out of the bedroom and Lucas's loft or whatever. It's so funny. They just all have taken over Lucas's, like, whatever it's called, a loft. And Jordan's like cleaning up a huge mess. And then he says, Hannah, I don't know, like he said some things to her, and she's pretty grouchy with him. I mean, like, I'm liking it that she's like not being fake here. She's like, you're making a lot of noise and it doesn't sound like an omelet. And I'm like, well, that sounds like Hannah. That sounds like the real Hannah. That's pretty good news, but I still don't want them together. Just go away, Jordan. Please. Rough Jordan is actually more attractive than clean cut Jordan, which, you know me, I like the rough ones, rough looking. I don't like clean cut. But he would be alright for a fling, I would think, but just knowing his whole boring, like, life and attitude, it's just not doing it for me. I'm not really attracted to him, and he's too blonde. I don't like blonde guys. They're too much like Ken from Ken and Barbie. Don't like it. A winding sook. Weird. His accent is making me miss Ren. Like, Ren can get away with that accent. Others, nah. And they start kissing, and I'm just like so glad. Emily comes in, and she's like, ahem, and interrupts, and I'm like, thank you, Emily. Thank you so, so much. I've never loved Emily more than that moment. Well, probably, like, when she was being a ninja, but, oh yeah, Emily's a ninja. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna explain it. She's a ninja. She's just a ninja. But anyway, yeah, I'm like, Emily, I love you for this. Thank you for interrupting that. Ugh, Spaleb in bed. Ugh. I fully thought that, like, Caleb was getting ready to break up with Spencer. And I was, like, so looking forward to that. They talk, blah, 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 and I can't stand it. And then, ugh. Then they start making out, and I'm like, ugh, I can't deal with this, except, like, it's so hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I still don't feel like they have chemistry besides being friends, but Caleb is just so attractive, I just can't, ugh. He could kiss anybody. Like, he could be on screen kissing Pam Fields, and I'll be like, hot. That's awful, but Caleb is so hot. I can't feel, but yeah. I don't have a boyfriend right now, so Caleb is like the only boyfriend I got. And Samuel Larson, but let's not get into that. And also whoever else I pretend like is my boyfriend in my imagination. But mainly Caleb, because he's amazing. He's a good boyfriend, and he's hot. I find it interesting that Spencer doesn't want to go to Toby with it. She doesn't want to bother him. She seems very much like she's still got feelings for Toby. And she still cares for him, obviously. And Caleb is not jealous whatsoever, because, you know, he's Caleb, and he doesn't act that way. But, and plus, he probably doesn't really care that much to begin with. They kind of are in a crush period where they're not, like, super involved emotionally. They're just like, we are both attractive. We both want to make out. It's just like, so whatever. I also kind of like how Caleb's taking up for Byron. He's like, if we're talking about Arya's dad, if he did this, he did it to protect her. Like, he's kind of being like, you know, I don't know. I got distracted for a second by a comment on Facebook, but anyway, yeah, Caleb being like, you know, understanding or compassionate, I guess. I like how it goes from Spencer and Caleb making out to Hannah just like cooking breakfast and like that tea kettle like screaming. Basically, if Hannah knew about this, that's the sound she would be making. But anyway, then she says, when are you going to tell Pam? And Emily's like, you know you could never call her that to her face. Emily has a huge problem with, like, people calling parents by their first names. This scene is just adorable. I love this Hannah-Lee, like, interaction. But a benzo, Hannah-Lee, I love it. Oh, all the cute quotes from this is just amazing. I'll mash your jello just the way you like it. And then Hannah's talking about Byron and Ella, and she's like, did I miss the memo where we're supposed to start calling people's parents by their first names? And then Emily just goes berserk, and it's just like, and she throws her arms up in the air, and she does all this, like, hand acting. It's just fantastic. She is just, like, going nuts, and Hannah's like, okay, breathe, you know, and, like, all that. It's just, it's just cute. I love this whole interaction. They're just such friends. I love this. I want them all to, like, live together in an apartment. Like, I want them all to move in together, like, young golden girls, and just, like, live like this. Even Allison, you know, and Mona. Oh, no, Mona can't live with them. I love Mona, but I don't think she could live with them. That'd be kind of weird, but these four could definitely, they basically lived together, stayed over, you know, at each other's houses all the time and all that. I love that. I love when they, like, live together. It's cute. She calls Hannah's boss calls her from, like, miles and miles away, and I was like, I need gum. And then she's like, well, it's in your desk. And she's like, nails, wet nails, I'll smudge. And I'm like, does she expect Hannah to drop there to get her some gum? Like, just to get her gum out of the drawer? Like, what the heck? Ugh, this woman. And then she's like, I want Asians. And just, like, says some, like, racist things about Asians. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I mean, it's not entirely, but, like, sort of. But it's just really awful. Like, this Hannah's boss is just awful. Awful, awful. And where have I seen her before? I have to look up that actress, because I've seen her, like, several places, probably. But, yeah. I'm getting the feeling like Arya's whole conversation with her mom is like her digging for information about what they were doing that night. She plays it so cool, you don't even realize that's what she's doing. You feel like she stumbles upon the information, like, accidentally. And, like, is she a genius? Did she stumble on that information accidentally? Like, that Byron had an alibi? Or was she, like, playing this whole thing? Is she, like, 'cause she's so, seems so unaware, but is she, like, a genius? Like, I know Arya's smart. I'm not calling her stupid, but, like, sometimes she can be clueless about things, and, like, you know, self-involved. Like, she's not really thinking, like, about her surroundings a lot. And she's kind of clueless. So, like, is she secretly, like, a genius that just, like, manipulated this whole conversation to find out, like, what happened? Like, but she plays it so cool that even we don't realize that she was doing it. Interesting. Hannah's being so, like, upfront and in your face in this whole season. She's like, Mom, why'd you steal that thing? Blah, blah, blah.
The exact drive with the exact footage of the hotel the night Charlotte was murdered. It's now missing. I don't buy it. I understand.
I'm, like, watching and not talking. I'm not sure if I have anything to say about this scene yet. I got another text. I'm going to take a break because my friend's coming over. And of course you guys won't even realize it, so I don't even know why I'm saying that. I waited a whole other day for this. So I've been busy, but here we go. Start back up. I like Hannah's, where her mom just, like, pauses. So, pretty sure that Ashley has that, like, hid somewhere in the house. And then, I don't know, they zoomed in on her purse for some reason. So I think it's near that. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, she pauses and waits. I don't know if she's, like, she's probably thinking about the thing that she hid. A hard drive, and then Hannah comes in the back door after Ashley leaves, and then her and Arya proceed looking for that drive in the pasta boxes and all that. That's hilarious. I love it. They're back to Ashley hiding the money in the lasagna box. They make a mess. It's weird when they're walking down the hallway, and Arya is the same height as Hannah, and I'm like, what's going on with this? But then it's like her shoes, I guess. It's got, like, really tall shoes. But it's weird to see Arya the same height as anybody else besides Mona. Arya made the big plan of the episode. So Arya's getting smart. Dr. Rollins is not cute. You can literally see the struggle on Shay Mitchell's face whenever she has to, as Emily, say, for what, a pizza and a movie? No, thank you. Like, it's almost like one of these things, where she's, like, trying to say no to pizza, but it just, that had to be so hard for Shay to say no to pizza. It, like, looked like it was hard for her to say no to pizza. That's hilarious. Shay loves pizza, but anyway. Allie being like, you've been my rock. Ugh. And, like, Jason, really? Like, maybe you don't know why he wants to talk to you? I don't know. That's just, ugh. I still want Allie to be playing this dude. Like, he's boring. They're, like, looking down on this, in this shot, like, looking down on Yvonne and Spencer. And, like, they got cages over there, light bulbs. What is that? Is that, like, a thing? And there's typical, they're drinking drinks out of glasses, actually, at the grill, but they have these buckets for breadsticks. It's pretty cool, but I thought the grill, had, like, mason jar cups. Maybe they changed in 5 years. I don't know, but not much else has changed about this place. And Spencer, of course, steals the phone. I really like this monologue from Spencer. You have to really think about, like, where she's coming from here, and I really like that. How, like, all four of them are totally different than everyone else, and how they see people, and, like, they've been really traumatized, so. There's a quote on the wall behind Sarah when she comes in Allison's classroom, and it's, as I nodded nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping from the raven. While I nodded nearly, yeah, that one. That's there, and then there's dominoes. It's interesting to see all these posters on Allison's wall. But the raven is what that quote is from, behind her when she walks in. Sarah is just so freaking creepy, but I think Allie is not really buying all this totally. I'm glad that she doesn't just team up with Sarah, she goes and tells Emily immediately, like, about the interaction. So that's good, because, you know, we're not entirely sure exactly where Allison's loyalty is. And she looks so pretty here, Allison. I love her makeup and stuff. So Sarah was obviously lying about this. She just, like, smiles as Allison leaves. This is so freaking sad. I feel like these two should just be together. It's Hannah and Caleb. He tells her she can always come to him, and she says she knows. And then it's awkward as Spencer walks in, and she's wearing, like, hot waters. I think it's hilarious when she's like, I did something not entirely out of character, but just out of practice. And then Caleb grabs it and unnecessarily, like, grabs her hand. And, like, she looks at Hannah, and Hannah notices that, and Spencer notices Hannah noticing that, and it's really awkward and sad. This is just so sad. I can't even. And Hannah looks back at them, and they're sitting there on the couch, and she looks sad, and it's just, I wish this would, in the new episode, I think her and Caleb are going to be together more. But yeah, it's really sad. Hannah looks very upset about this. Emily opens the door, and Allison, and she's like, I'm just going to leave, and I'm like, so you came all the way over to leave? Lucas's loft is really nice, but yeah, I like how Allison tells Emily about it. About Sarah coming to talk to her. Emily's like, they're my eggs and I can do what I want. But don't tell my mom. Somebody on Twitter was joking about that. I want Emily and Allison to get along. I don't like Dr. Rollins. A lot of people thought this was Wheel of Fortune music coming from Sarah's hotel room, but it's Jeopardy. And Arya, of course, gets the room next door. Then Spencer comes and, to, turn the phone back in, and Mona comes up, and she's like, awesome, yeah. I love this interaction between Mona and Spencer. I think Mona's up to something. I think she set up, all this with, her leaving her phone and such. And Hannah leaves the thing in the trash can, which I love this. Yeah. Hannah looks cute. This is a fast episode with, like, a lot of stuff going on, but I don't have much to say about it. It's not, like, everything seems to be flat out told to us on the screen. Allison's being really supportive of Emily, and Emily looks so pretty. I don't know. Like, recently in this season, Emily looks prettier than usual, except her nail polish is this ugly yellow. I think it's hilarious how Arya tries to, expense the hotel room to her work. Like, who does that? Like, she's using the hotel for personal reasons, kind of, and she's trying to charge her work for it. It's just, like, hilarious. Oh, well. Then she hears Sarah outside arguing with Ashley Marin. It's like, Sarah, don't get into it with Ashley Marin. She is the best mom ever. And it's just very strange looking. Sarah can't see Arya in the peephole, but she can tell that something is obstructing the peephole. You can't see inside to a peephole, and so, yeah. I don't feel like this interaction with Emily in the hospital and, like, Sarah injecting the thing was real. I'm not sure this has actually happened, or if she was just dreaming or whatever, because Allison says she's, like, flailing about while she's asleep. And, I just saw something, I don't know, but anyway, yeah, I think it's a dream, I'm not sure, yeah, could be real, but Allison said she was flailing about while she's asleep, and then even while we see Emily alone in the room, and she's asleep. We can hear her saying the things that she said to Sarah while she was like fighting with her, like, no, take it out, about her IV. So yeah. For a second, I was wondering if Allie and Sarah had this plan together somehow, but she seems, I don't know. I'm sure we're like meant to not trust Allison here a little bit and be suspicious, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I love this scene. This is my favorite scene ever. I love the scene with Sparia's scene. It's amazing. Spencer's like, please tell me you don't own a selfie stick. And I'm like, yes, Spencer, say that. I can't stand the idea of a selfie stick. But then Arya says she got it for a Christmas present. And plus, it is coming in handy in this instance. That's probably, when she got it, she's like, if I ever need to, like, spy again, this might come in handy. Like, that'd be the only reason I would get it as well. To, like, secretly spy on people. Like, I'm using a selfie stick, aka taking pictures of the people behind me that I'm spying on. But anyway, and then this whole entire scene is fantastic. I love how they had Troyan like climbing over these things, which doesn't look like they're that far apart, but putting her skills as aerial, a person who does aerial silks, to use here. She's and her long legs. I don't know. This is a very cool. I don't know, spy detective scene with Troy or Spencer climbing across the balconies. But their interactions with each other, my favorite thing ever is she's like, do you want me to throw you across, like, a frisbee? And then, like, you know, all that. And then, like, she gets across and Arya's like, I can't do it. And she's like, come on, you can do it, little big one. And I'm like, yes, I love that. I love it. I love it, little big one. I eat this stuff up. I love Sparia stuff. I love, like, things like this. Anything about their, like, cute friendship things. Oh, I love it. Little big one. That's amazing. It's like better than my munchkin cat. I should be like, Arya, you're a munchkin cat. You always land on your feet anyway. But anyway, yes, I love the Sparia scene. Epic, epic, epic. I love it. I love Team Sparia so much. I love this. I love it. I don't even know what to say about it besides how much I love it, but I can't, like, express how much I do love it. I don't know why Allison's like, can she keep her eggs? I'm like, she doesn't want them. Like, she's just trying to make money. It's not like she's sentimental about some unfertilized eggs. This boss, Claudia, for one thing, her new assistant is dressed horrible in this black dress with gold spots and this dumb blazer. Claudia also is dressed horribly. Not at all fashionable. It just looks like... It's weird, but not even cute weird like Arya. Like, Arya looks really weird, but she always looks adorable anyway. This woman just looks stupid. Everything's sparkly clothes, like, ugh. Then she puts her freaking chewed gum in this girl's hand. And I'm like, you're awful. And then Hannah just, like, tells her off, and it's awesome. I see the panda bear mug. I couldn't see it. I didn't see it the first time. I just now saw it. And Hannah tells her off, and it's awesome. And she's like, I've been, you know, pushed around by a lot worse than you. And it's like, yeah, like, we've seen it. It's just great. I just love it. They're becoming their old selves, but, like, tough selves in a good way. Like, they're not reverting in a negative way. It's just, like, Team Sparia and Emily and Allison reconnecting. And then, like, Hannah, standing up for herself. I feel like she's just kind of been a bland, do what everybody says to get where she needs to go in her career and her love life with her boring boyfriend. I feel like real Hannah's finally coming out. Like, she just cracked her shell or something, and she's, like, really, starting to be herself. I didn't know you could see, like, the chick steaming the dress in the background. Well, just noticed that as well. The things you notice when you, like, watch this several times. Like, did they really think Sarah was hiding under the bed? It's so weird to see Arya, like, the same height as Spencer here. It's so awkward. Because her shoes are so tall, but they see a hand sticking out. Like, Sarah's just gonna lay there with her hand sticking out. Like, if she's gonna hide under the bed, she's gonna do it better than that. It's just so funny. But they are like, oh, well, let's just go. I'm like, what is your plan after this? Like, to catch her and grab her? I don't know, it's strange. Everyone says Arya's, like, selfish, but, like, she's like, do you want her to blame it on housekeeping? You want somebody to get fired? And, people don't believe that she's a compassionate one, but I've seen it, like, she kind of is self-centered in the way that she's, like, always scared of things happening to her. But it's, like, because she's scared of things happening to her. Like, I don't think it's so much that she's self-centered. I think she is compassionate. If you watch it thinking of her being compassionate, you will notice that she is compassionate. Like, I've always thought so. Caleb sees that they have the Phillips phone, Yvonne's phone, has information about something about sabotage Hastings, something. And, then it comes up that it's got a password protected. I was like, can't you just hack it? Like, why can't you just hack it? But I'm sure that's some sort of, like, political thing. I mean, Mona's on their political team as well, and, I don't know. I do think Mona is working, like, probably some sort of game here. I'm not sure exactly if she's working with or if that's just a campaign thing, but, like, she's definitely got a game going on. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Caleb's like, where are you? I guess he was going to tell her about the political thing he found on the thingy, but it really annoys me that, like, they're a thing. Arya goes in the closet, and then Sarah's got these hands holding her gloves, and Spencer, the smart one, notices one looks different than the others because it's flatter. And, at first I thought there would be a golf club in there. I was like, no, really, no. But it's just, like, floor plans, and I guess Sarah's staying in the same room at Radley that Charlotte stayed in when it was Radley, in the mental hospital, and, it's just interesting to see. I don't know why Sarah wants to be in that room. She's kind of a freak. Ugh, here's Hannah talking to her fiance. This is so, annoying. Like, she says something about, how about the Times just says, Hannah Marin finds her true life Prince Charming. And I'm like, you mean Caleb? Like, this Jordan guy is just annoying and blah, blah, blah. She's not even looking at him. Their body language is, she's just, they're very much not partners. She's kind of looking away from him, and I just don't feel like this is a good thing. Like, they're not meant to be. It's just gross.
Alright, you have to come look at this.
Spencer goes, Spencer goes into the closet. I don't know why Arya just, like, didn't say anything, or if she got kidnapped or what, but, like, Spencer goes in the closet and there's, like, a big hole in the wall, and the little big one went down the rabbit hole. But I don't know how she climbed down that ladder in her shoes. Or if she just slung him over her back, carried him. Spencer looks down to see that the ladder goes straight down very far. I'm like, and in the promo photos we see that the girls are going back to Radley. Or not Radley, going back to the dollhouse, and I'm like, surely this ladder does not lead to the dollhouse. I mean, the dollhouse was way out of town in Tyler State Park, and I'm just like, no, that's not possible. But, you know, you never know. Or maybe, like, you know, she was just keeping the equipment down there somewhere. I don't know how they snuck it in there, whatever. Anyway, Emily's wearing the most interesting pajamas. They're, like, Hawaiian print short, like, a short set of, like, silky pajama short set with Hawaiian print. And then A leaves, like, a message on some eggs, like, give me the killer, or I'm gonna use your eggs. And I'm like, use them for what? Like, are you gonna fertilize them? Like, I don't know where the threat is, like, here. Like, it's like, I don't even understand this threat at all. I'm like, this is not, for one, it's not a big deal. For two, what exactly are you saying you're gonna use them for? Like, you're gonna make babies? For one, you need, like, a surrogate mother, like, and if you're a female, you're gonna have to go through childbirth. That's your problem, you know what I mean? Like, you're the one gonna suffer with this. Like, I don't get the threat. I'm so jealous of Shay Mitchell's constant tan. Like, she doesn't even have to go to the tanning bed. She has the perfect tone of, like, color to her skin. It's just amazing. I love it. So jealous. This A ending is amazing! And this A is obviously not very smart, at all. We see some, you know... I don't know who you are or what kind of game you have to just watch this part. Such a hardcore move from Caleb there. Local drop A is not accessible. That's funny. The directory is unreadable or corrupted. That's great. Caleb just totally ruined A's, like, laptop. But just a hardcore awesome move from Caleb and, like, the stuff he said. I'm like, yes, Caleb! Yay! You know, but, like, how dumb is this A for falling for this, for one? It's just, like, and then they freak out because their, like, laptop's being, like, corrupted. I'm like, this A is lame. Like, Mona would have never fallen for this. She would have used, like, a burner laptop, like a laptop that wasn't hers, to check it first. Like, A's so excited to get this, like, information. Like, this person's an amateur. They got bested by Caleb, which, I mean, you know, Caleb's awesome and smart, but, like, that wasn't very, like, clever move. I mean, old A would have, like, been 2 steps ahead of that, and... I don't know, it's just crazy, but Caleb, awesome. That was an awesome little speech there, and just love him for that. That episode was pretty, like, fun and happy, except for, like, the Spaleb things, but we're moving towards Caleb getting back together, so that's good news. And I really don't have that much more to say about it. It wasn't too emotional or anything, like, there was some emotional parts. But yeah, we'll see what's in store next week. The next episode is going to be season 6, episode 16, and it's going to be called, let me check here. It's going to be called Where Somebody Waits for Me, which is a part of a lyric from Bow Bow Blackbird, as we've had a couple other lines from that song. So, and then I'm excited for 617 because it says we've all got baggage, and that is a line that Ren Kingston had said before. So I'm wondering, and we are supposed to see him again at some point. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that's about. This is a very short review, so I'm pretty glad about that. Less work for me. And it took me a while to get this, to get to it, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll get the next one up a lot quicker and maybe have more to say about the next episode. I'm pretty excited about it, coming on in 2 days, so thanks you guys. Love you. Bye.